Join me as I dive deep into the mysterious society murders and see if I can uncover the hidden truths behind them. Mysterious society murders have always fascinated and terrified us, but beyond the headlines and the horror, there's a deeper story waiting to be told. Understanding the motives behind these crimes is a daunting task, to say the least. On the surface, they seem like senseless acts of violence, but as we peel back the layers, we begin to see that these murders often have far-reaching implications that affect entire communities. The societal ripples caused by these events are undeniable, and it's crucial that we acknowledge and explore them. One of the main challenges lies in separating fact from fiction. With so many theories and speculations surrounding these cases, it's easy to get lost in the noise and misconstrue the facts. However, by looking at the hard evidence and testimonies, we can start to piece together the puzzle and get a clearer picture of what drove these individuals to commit such heinous crimes. Moreover, it's essential to consider the role of power dynamics in these situations. In many cases, we see that the perpetrators come from positions of privilege, using their status to manipulate and control their victims. This brings up questions about accountability and the systemic failures that enable these crimes to occur in the first place. As we venture deeper into this complex issue, we must also examine our own biases and assumptions. It's natural to want to assign blame or create a narrative that makes sense of these senseless acts, but we must be careful not to perpetuate harmful stereotypes or stigmatize entire groups. The 1980s saw a string of high society murders in the United States, with one case in particular standing out for its shocking brutality. The murder of socialite and heiress Teresa Saldana sent shockwaves through the elite circles of New York City. The killer, a troubled young man named Arthur Jackson, had become obsessed with Saldana after seeing her on TV. What drove him to commit such a heinous crime? Another case that garnered significant attention was the murder of investment banker Thomas Gilbert Sr. The 2015 shooting was carried out by his son, Thomas Jr., who had struggled with mental health issues and addiction. This case highlights the darker side of privilege and the downward spiral of addiction. In the UK, the infamous cement ring gang terrorized the LGBTQ+ community in the 1970s and 1980s, committing a string of brutal murders that went largely unnoticed by the mainstream media. Their victims were predominantly young gay men, and the lack of attention given to these crimes speaks volumes about the systemic homophobia of the time. Perhaps the most gripping case, however, is that of the Gauchi murder. In 2008, a wealthy businesswoman named Linda Calvi was found dead in her mansion. The investigation that followed revealed a web of deceit and betrayal that went all the way to the top of the financial elite. The revelation that her husband, a respected businessman, had orchestrated the murder sent shockwaves through the community. What emerges from this case is the stark realization that the rich and powerful are not immune to the same motivations that drive others to commit heinous crimes. Greed, ambition, and desire for control are universal human drives that can consume anyone, regardless of socioeconomic status. As we summarize the key points, it's clear that understanding the motives behind mysterious society murders requires a nuanced approach. We must acknowledge the societal implications, challenge our own biases, and consider the complex factors at play. Thanks for joining me on this deep dive into the world of mysterious society murders. If you're as fascinated by true crime as I am, be sure to check out my next video, where we'll explore more intriguing cases and uncover more hidden truths. Don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you.